Hey guys, I got some news. I got 3 stories rained out today. I got time to accumulate and give you some really good stuff. First, I'm going to talk about Biden and his cronies and how they're trying to crush natural gas and oil so it goes to the moon. So gas is $10 a gallon. Second, I'm going to talk about Canada. Loves this new power with the Emergency Act, and they are planning on keeping all of this freshly found power. Resonates with this book. I'll have to read a little bit of it too. And the last thing is kind of a natural catastrophe. Mount Etna roars again. It's blowing smoke and ash up to 7.5 miles in the air, and you can see it from outer space. Let's go. First, let's start with Bonehead Biden. The Biden administration pushes for even more climate roadblocks for upcoming oil and gas projects. Having apparently learned nothing from the oil prices skyrocketing out of control, President Biden is now intending on adding even more climate roadblocks to up-and-coming oil and gas projects in the United States. Of course he is. Look, in the Thunderdome, which we're entering like this, nosedive at this juncture. We're entering the Thunderdome like this, and at the bottom is called the Great Reset. They have to get us down where, gas is $8 or $10 a gallon. It just looks so bad. And a reset, the vast majority of people will welcome the reset. Nobody's going to walk over to the TV and hit the reset button unless it doesn't work. If it's working fine, nobody's going to hit the reset button. But if you can break it where it needs to be reset, that's the only option, that's when you get your reset. And this is all, when we get to this Canada story, you're going to know somebody that works for the Great Reset, Dr. Evil. The administration has altered the official federal policy on approving new interstate natural gas facilities and pipelines requiring a climate consideration. Consider the climate, because China does. They're not going to have any pollution by 2050. Biden's cabinet prompted the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to undertake a robust consideration of the environmental impacts of fossil fuel projects seeking approval in the United States. Because we don't want any of that stuff. We want green energy that doesn't exist. What do you mean, Chris? I've got an electric car. I know. It's charged by electricity, and your electricity comes from coal and natural gas. We're not there. Don't be stupid. Just really try not to be stupid, because you can't fix stupid. I can fix most anything else. Meanwhile, oil continues its ascent to $100 a barrel. The agency said the projects that cause 100,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year will be recognized as having a significant impact on the environment. It also said that during the approval process, it will now consider the eventual emissions caused by both upstream production and eventually burning of gas transported in the pipeline required approval. We're dealing with this now. In our oil and gas that we do now, I set these separators and coolers and all this stuff, and they've got bells and whistles all over them. And they're run by natural gas. We don't have to have an air compressor because we've got pressurized natural gas called fuel gas. And it runs everything. And every now and then it goes, psst, just a little psst. And now they're saying, you can't do that anymore. Nope, that's emitting stuff into the atmosphere. It's just a way to crush this country. It's a way to harm this country. Nobody else is doing this. You think Russia and China gives a crap about this? What do they call it? Considerations? Give me a break. Now here's a quote from Rich Glick. I believe today's long overdue policy statements are essential to ensuring the Commission's natural gas siting decisions are reflective of all stakeholders, including a Commission failed to fulfill their statutory responsibilities assessing the potential effects of project environmental landowners and communities. Doesn't that sound warm and fuzzy? You just need to consider everything, Glick. Try to find something that rhymes with your name later. Next, Canada. All right, so it talks in my book, The Gulag Archipelago. I'm going to read it to you, and then we'll get into what's going on with this Canadian debacle. Sooner or later, you're going to slap yourself and be like, why am I watching this? Here it is. Now, keep in mind, this guy had a long time to sit and watch the authorities, the people that have authority over him, when he was a completely innocent citizen that didn't like Stalinism. He was stuck in his cell, or the gulag, and he wrote this. Evidently, evildoing also has a threshold magnitude. Yes, a human being hesitates and bobs back and forth between good and evil all his life. He slips, falls back, clambers up, repents, things begin to darken again, but just so long as the threshold of evildoing is not crossed, the possibility of returning remains, and he himself is still within the reach of our hope. But when, though, the destiny of evil actions, the result either of their own extreme degree or of their absoluteness of his power, the absoluteness of his power, he suddenly crosses that threshold, he has left humanity behind, and without perhaps the possibility of return. Now, this lady, her name is Chrystia Freeland. It's funny how their names is exactly not who they are, Freeland. Strange. She's the Deputy Prime Minister. She serves Trudeau, the Canadian anal-dwelling ass monkey, as well as Dr. Evil with the WEF, the World Economic Forum. It's funny how they kind of coexist together. Here's what she has to say about how the newfound Emergency Act should be and will be permanent. Roll it.
Those tools permanently in place. The authorities of FinTrack, I believe, do need to be expanded to cover crowdsourcing platforms and payment platform and their payment providers. So that is something that we need to do, and we will do, and that needs to be in place permanently.
I almost forgot. I want to keep ripping these communist Carhartt tags off. Getting a pretty good pile of them. See the revenue you guys lost? If you're interested in holding precious metals in your portfolio, you know, some of this and maybe even some of this. Oh, man, I dropped it. You big dummy. Don't drop your gold, it'll bend it. But if you're interested in holding some of these things, let us know. I'll put my wife's email in the description below. And all you have to do is email us. It comes from Miles Franklin. I've been dealing with them for the last, 3 or 4 years. I know Andy Scheckman personally. That's the people we used, and now that's the people that we're going through to sell it. And the reason I'm selling it is because I think it's the best time in history to hold the money that God put in the earth for us to use. Period. The profit margins are very, very small in selling this stuff, just so you know. It's not like we're getting rich off of it. But if I can help people get real money, that's enough for me. I hope y'all have an awesome day. Like and subscribe. I will see you at about 4:45 in the morning because we're going to be giving away some silver later.